Again, you have to tailor. It's best for you to tailor to the interviewer. So before you go into that interview, you find out, but be prepared for everything, especially if you're going for corporate. Be prepared for everything, but find out who it is that you're going to be interviewed by. Are you going to be interviewed by the HR? Are you going to interview by the manager? Are you going to be interviewed by the CEO? Be prepared for all, because you never know what might happen. But there are certain things that you can prepare for each, right? So the HR preparation, usually their focus areas for HR, because this is what's going to affect their work. This is what's going to affect HR's work, is cultural fit. So their focus areas will be cultural fit, right? They want you to emphasize alignment with the company's values and also with the dynamics of their teams, right? They're going to evaluate your behavioral competencies. Sorry, I always trip up on that word. Behavioral competencies, right? How competent you are when it comes down to your behavior, right? If you fit, okay? So you need to highlight, if you are going to be interviewing with the HR manager, you want to highlight the fact that you're adaptable, right? You want to highlight the fact that you are communicative, right? And you want to highlight also your conflict resolution skills. Those are the things you want to highlight, okay? And also your motivation and your career goals. So you demonstrate long-term interest in your company and your role. Remember, think about it. Why are these things important to an HR interview? Why? Everything I said affects the HR person's job. If you're not a cultural fit, guess who's going to have to deal with you? HR. If you don't have behavioral competencies, guess who's going to have to deal with you? HR. Right? If you can't demonstrate your long-term interest in your role, guess who's going to have to deal with you if you don't have long-term interest in your role? HR. These things here are basically cheat sheets. What I'm telling you right now are things, deep internal things. Okay? Not saying that they won't ask you some of those questions what I just gave you. They will ask you those questions that I gave you, because they're still digging into mindset. But I'm trying to tell you, right? You have to tailor to the interviewer. Be prepared for all, but tailor to the interview, because anything can happen. Maybe the HR person is not there today, and then on your way there, you get an email that says you will be interviewing with the manager for the role. You're like, Jesus, that's fine. Since you are familiar, you can highlight certain other things. Okay, the HR people want to make sure you're not going to be a problem, and they want to make sure that you're not going to add stress to their job. Okay, right? So remember, here's some preparation tips. Okay, research the company's mission. Research the company's recent news on LinkedIn. Their recent news on LinkedIn. Research the company's values. Okay, all right. So that's what you need to do, right? And also prepare to discuss your resume, right? And you focus on your achievements and you focus on your growth, right? Now, if it's a manager that you're going to be interviewing with, right? They want to know all of the other questions that I gave you, but your problem solving skills, right? So you want to be able to provide examples of how you address certain challenges in your previous roles, because that is going to make you less of a headache to the manager, right? You also want to discuss your experiences with team collaboration. Why? Because working within teams and managing projects, that's going to make you less of a headache to the manager. Miss Julia, people don't know these gems you're giving. Yeah, that's why I'm giving them, Bruce Wayne. It's all about making us grow. Listen, we can go on the lives and we can talk about we want to help people till we're blue in the face. We can talk about we want a better Jamaica until we're blue in the face. We can criticize people until we're blue in the face. But until we actually decide to come out and actually share what we know make us better with the people who don't have that to knowledge, right? Then We can't just keep talking till we're blue in the face. I'm not a blue in the face type of person. I'm blue fire, but not a blue in the face. Okay. So, yeah, but Bruce, when I heard what you said above, you said Jamaican youth got to want themselves to be on the right track. That's true. They do have to want it. But a lot of them fall into certain pits without knowing because they're just so glad to be in Canada, right? And they fall into bad company. Okay. So I want, and they don't have a reality check. So I want that officer to come and give them a reality check, right? A reality check up here when it comes on to our youths getting into the jails and into the prisons here in Canada and what to avoid. Okay. All right. So review the job description and understand your required skills and responsibilities, especially if you're interviewing with the manager. If you're interviewing with the manager, make sure you know your required skills and responsibilities so that you're showing them that you are not going to be a headache for them, the manager. You see, these are the things that are important, right? Right? And you must also be ready to answer situational questions, right? That show your decision making and your leadership abilities. So, again, find out who you're interviewing with, but be prepared for all. Look on LinkedIn, research the company, find out where they donate to, look at their events, find out what awards they give, if any. That's how you find out what's important to the culture of that company. Look at the other people in the roles on their LinkedIn. Look at their LinkedIn. Look at how they dress, look at how they speak, look at everything. Right? It's not just for you to get the job. It's for you to know that you're going to be a good fit in that job as well. Okay? Right. Now, if you're interviewing with the CEO, there's a different Tailor. Right? Your focus area is your strategic vision. Right? So you must understand the company's long-term goals and you must demonstrate that you can contribute to it. Nobody's looking to hire somebody who they're going to have to fire or hire somebody who we're going to have to go back all through this process again and hire them again, hire somebody else again for the role. Nobody wants to do that. We want to know that you have long-term plans for the company, right? And how you can contribute to our long-term goals. Oh, so you know about our long-term goals. Interesting. That's nice. That's more than nice. That's proactive. That's more than proactive. That shows you're really interested, right? And demonstrate again your leadership qualities. Show that you're able to inspire and drive results, right? And show that, of course, you align and you appreciate the company's values. Okay. Now, for your own preparation, not saying that it was going to come up, it may not come up, but for your own preparation, research the CEO's background, right? And the company initiatives, the recent company initiatives, right? And also, this is where Invest came in now with the questions. Prepare thoughtful questions about the company's future direction and your potential role in it. All right. So your questions that you're going to prepare, make sure, especially if you're interviewing with the CEO, right? Make sure it's questions about the company's future direction, because that's all the CEO is thinking about, is the future of the company. Okay. And be concise and be confident in discussing how your skills and how your experiences can drive the company's success to what it is that their goals are. Invest, tell us what you have to add to this, if you're still there. You there?
No, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah. Um, the exam. They Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Miss Julia?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. Yeah, can hear you clearly.
Yeah. No, no. Yeah, I was saying that was good. That was good. Point for real. The CEO is clear on the vision, the future, and once he can say something, and depends on also your role as well, managerial role. That's your managerial style. If you're an employee, upper up as well, like understanding keenly the future and also technology. So let's say you're a data analyst, right? You can ask him like, how AI is impacting the company right now and going forward. Stuff like
Yeah.
that. If you ask question like that, then you would realize that you're a forward thinking person and would be a key asset to the company. Um, because the CEO just want his goal. If it's a major company, the shareholders are on his, back every
Back.
single day. So
Right.
those things are very important.